Okay.
But it's still the same experience of the snakes, connecting with my body as it seems like they did when I was alive.
Yes. Okay. Now let's move beyond this death experience to the next awareness. Just notice where you go and what you experience next. What are you aware of as the next experience?
Just being light.
Okay, be in that light. And move through the light into that dimension of awareness that's the interlife, that time and space between lives, where you have access to all knowing. And from this awareness and the interlife, you can look down on the life as the herbalist woman with the heritage, the history in the book, who was killed by the church, people in the church. And what do you know about that lifetime now, from this bigger perspective?
I'm not really sure.
What was the purpose of that lifetime? What did you learn from that life experience?
That there was a time that we had access to our expanded awareness, our expansiveness.
Yes.
And that was a central aspect of our lives at that time.
And having connected with this past life today, you have access to that again. Now let's look at your present life fear of snakes. Make the connection. Looking at the cause and effect. What comes to awareness about that?
Well, there's definitely something about trust.
What about trust?
That, I'm not supposed to trust these animals, but there's also something tied in there about trusting myself.
Okay. And what is the fear of snakes this lifetime really connected to? What's the connection between that past life trauma, and your current life fear of snakes? Is it really fear of snakes, or is it symbolic of something else?
It feels like power.
Mm-hmm. What kind of power?
Just like being willing to step into my full power, even when parts of how that power manifests are not really recognized by the larger society.
Mm-hmm. So in that lifetime, your power resulted in what?
Of it being killed.
Yeah. Okay. When you look at power in your present life and the circumstance of your present life historically, being a woman as a healer, what do you see?
What do I see?
Mm-hmm. In your present life.
I see myself just being on the verge of, stepping into my full power.
Yeah.
And the resistance to it.
Okay. And how are snakes and getting through your fear of snakes related to that?
Something somehow they're connected to that expanded consciousness.
Right. Right. Somehow they're connected. So from this higher self, inner life perspective, what do you want to say to yourself in your present life about power, about snakes, about being a healer? What message do you want to send to yourself?
From the interlife?
Mm-hmm. How would you counsel your present life self about all this? Just being on the edge of where you are on your journey as a healer in your present life.
Just that a lot of the distractions are going to start to fall away.
Mm-hmm. Is it safe in your present life to be in your power and be a healer?
Yes.
It's safe.
Yes.
Is it safe to bring the wisdom of snakes back into your consciousness?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now there may be other important connections for you to make, and I'm going to recommend that you can make those connections through your meditations and your reveries and your daydreams and your dreams at night if they need to come through for you. But to bring this process to closure for now, you can imagine yourself in your present life with a snake close by. And one of your friends has a snake. And you can just notice how you perceive this snake. knowing what you know about snakes. What's that like?
It feels like there's less resistance.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do you want to respond to this snake with less resistance?
Maybe want to experience touching it.
So just imagine that. What's it like?
It just feels like there's a lot of love.
So feel that. And that love is what you can bring into the space of being with a snake the next time you have an opportunity to be with one. And you can decide whether you want to touch it or not. But you can have a whole new awareness of snake energy, snake wisdom, and also your relationship with snakes from another time and place. And it may also come to you that not only do you have a different relationship with snakes, but you have a different relationship with your power as a woman, as a healer, and the lineage of your past lives to where you are now, having access to all that wisdom. Now, before we bring this to closure, is there anything more that you'd like to say about this inner life awareness to feel complete for now?
No.
Okay. So let's send some healing to that healer that you were. Let that snake energy that was moving in and around her body as it decomposes can also release any of the trauma of that lifetime. There can be a healing for her and a re-empowerment of her as a healer as she affects you now, as she's connected to you now. When you're ready, feel complete, you can open your eyes and go back into the room. I think you wore your elfin socks today.
As soon as that came up, I felt that. I was like, yeah.
Those are elfin socks.
Yeah, they are.
Those are wonderful.
Thank you. Ooh, it's bright in here.
So, you got more thoughts about that, or questions or comments? Not that I have your answers. You got your own answers, but
No,
no.
not really.
Do you know anybody with a snake?
Not anyone that I'm super close with, but I do know a couple people.
Well, you get to test it out at some point. And call Snake to show up in some way in your life.
Okay.
Okay, do you feel the need for anything more?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Interesting lifetime.
Yeah.
I wonder if you have any elfin in you this lifetime. What do you think?
I feel that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like I don't even know really what that means.
Yeah.
Fully.
Well,
But yeah.
elfins would be like some elemental energy, closer to the earth. You know, different. There's a different